Hey everybody, it's Brad with the Big Family Homestead, and in this video we're going to do a little chat, a little bit of a review, a little bit of talk on the Green Heat Cordwood alternative. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Okay, the Green Heat Cordwood alternative. First and foremost, not foremost, but just for a matter of thing, it is actually spelled correctly. There are not two E's. It's got a G-R-E-N with the little straight line thingy over the E, but I'm assuming that they pronounce it Green Heat, and it's a cordwood alternative. Now, if you have heated your home with wood, you know that there's a lot of different options out there. There's so many different variables when it comes to how hot you can get your stove or fireplace. The amount of oxygen that gets to the wood will, dramatically affect your burn times and heat and all that kind of stuff. So for today's chat review, I'm only going to speak from my own personal experience, and it's not a scientific kind of. I didn't do a bunch of scientific testing and writing down exact 0.001. This is basically my opinion and experience, having used it pretty much all last season, not exclusively, but I can give you an idea of what I think in terms of a comparison between the pros and cons of these things. And so just so you know that, I don't want to be coming off like some kind of expert. I'm just going to give you my opinion. So that said, pros for these things. I love the fact that they are very, very, very uniform in shape. And when you get these things, they come in a bag that's like plastic wrapped with 20 bricks in there. And as you can see, they're very easy to stack. They're very clean. Another positive is that they don't have, you don't get bugs in them. And they don't make a lot of mess. I mean, there's some stuff that'll come off here and there, but it's not like when you got bark and the sticks and the twigs and all the junk that gets put into the regular cordwood when you bring it in your house. It's a lot cleaner, easier to stack. It's convenient. Now, starting a fire with these things, it's not exactly that easy. I find it easier to start a fire with regular old wood. You get your tinder, you put some paper down, then you put little tinder down on top of that, and then you get some smaller sticks, and then you put a log, right? Well, these do take quite a while to actually ignite, which I was surprised about. So that is kind of a negative of them. One other negative is this, and then we're going to talk about versus regular wood. When you burn these things, they do burn a long time. They do put out a good amount of heat. But what you don't get is you don't get those nice coals that last a really long time. When you burn this stuff, it kind of gets almost the texture. Let me think. It's kind of poofy. I don't know how to describe it. It gets real porous, and like if you took your fire poker sticky thing and tap it, it just kind of comes apart. It's like poof, and it goes real fine into very small particles. Whereas a regular cordwood, like a hardwood, is going to give you those nice chunks of coal that last a lot longer. And so, in terms of that, I would say that this is one thing that I don't really care for. I like having those nice coals that'll stay hot for a real long time. Then you can just, feed your fire easier. This, once it's burned up, it just kind of poofs to almost like ash in a way that's real fine. So there's one I call negative. So let's talk about cost for a minute. Depending on a sale price, we've seen these things at $4 for a big 20 pack, or as $5, between $4 and $5. Now, when it comes right down to it, for me, it's a no-brainer to go with the regular wood for most of our heating, because 99% of the time you can, if you're watching Craigslist and stuff throughout the summer, you can go and get free wood. People, landscaping companies or tree companies come chop down trees, and then you can just pick it up for free, and you got to split it and stack it and let it dry, but it's free. Now, if you are caught unaware or you didn't prepare better enough, then you're going to be stuck with the idea of, do I buy cordwood or do I buy some other product like this? Now, in terms of money, if you had to say apples to apples, to get the amount of this that you would need to equal a cord, now keep in mind this is much more compressed, and their website says that it takes up about half of the amount of space that regular cordwood would. Yeah. But they say it takes up about half the amount of space. Now, in my calculations and in my experience, in our area, because depending on where you live, wood can be very expensive or it can be very affordable. But around us, you're paying about $180 to $200 and low $200 for an actual cord of wood. Not a rick, but 4 by 8 by 4, and so that's, now when you compare that to this, they come out darn near the same in terms of the amount of wood you're going to need to get the amount of burn equal. Price-wise, they come out to about the same. So I guess here's what I would think. This is kind of my opinion on the green heat wood. Overall, I think that these things have a place. While I'm not going to use it as my main fuel source, because you can get the main fuel source for free if you're watching Craigslist. I do feel like having, a couple stacks of these guys on hand is really nice and convenient, where you just want to grab something, throw it in there, and you don't want to go out to the wood pile and dust off the snow and come in and blah, 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 blah. It's real nice to be able to just grab these and throw them in there. But once again, not my main fuel source, but that is my opinion, and you have an opinion too. So if you have used them, put your opinion down below. Tell me if you like them, if you don't like them, what you think. And I'd be interested to see if your experience is the same as mine with these things. So anyway, if you like the video, please don't forget to share it, like and subscribe. You know the drill. I'm Brad with the Big Family Homestead. You guys have an amazing day.